Hello everyone, this is Tyrone Gibson, and welcome to Tyrone Gibson's Food Corner. For today's episode, I'd like to try something a little different and review some food I ate over the weekend at my scout camp. I would have recorded the review at scout camp, but unfortunately I could not, because they have a strict no modern technology policy, and if they saw me using a recording device, I would be attacked. In total, I was camping for about 4 days, and each day I ate my food with my patrol of 6 people. Unfortunately for me, the 2 people in my patrol in charge of buying the food, Arthur and Daniel, did not do a very good job, and in total they spent €11 on the food for 4 days with 6 people to feed. Did not go well. On the first day of camp, we arrived in the evening, and we weren't fed anything. But that was alright for me, because I had bought lots of jelly snakes to bring with me. Although most of them I gambled off in poker with my friends. I'm not very good at poker. I don't know how to play, so I lost a lot of jelly snakes. The next day, for breakfast, we had our first meal. A breakfast dish called cereal that I hadn't eaten before. Cereal has a lot of milk in it, and I'm not really used to drinking anything other than orange juice. I did try to have my orange juice with the cereal, but they told me no, and then they drank all the orange juice in front of me. And then I had to survive the rest of the camp without orange juice. That was difficult. Also, Arthur and Daniel, the guys in charge of buying the cereal, bought this really cheap cereal with really sharp edges. And then our leader told us that the last time he ate it was when he was 7, and the sharp edge stabbed the roof of his mouth. And he still has the scar, and he's now 22. And he told us we definitely shouldn't be eating it. So that was the first meal. We didn't have any lunch that day, so let's go straight to dinner, where we had chicken fajitas. The chicken fajita was actually incredibly nice, and I'd definitely have it again. I just didn't realize how spicy it would be, and I don't really deal well with spice. I ate it all extremely fast, and then my mouth burned, so I drank a lot of water. Yes, that's correct, water. Not orange juice, water. I needed to, I was burning. But then, I was informed that the camp water supply had been infected with starch. So this is your lesson about drinking water. I need to be more careful next time. Better stick to orange juice. Actually, while we're on the topic of camp supplies and facilities, the camp only had 1 toilet for the scouts and 1 toilet for the leaders. And the toilet for the scouts had a big hole in it and started overflowing and flooded the entire scout bathroom, including the shower, which wasn't able to be used anyway, because there were massive pieces of spiked wood sticking out of the ground in the shower. So, yeah, we weren't able to wash either. But we all had to use the leader bathroom then, which also didn't have a shower, but it had no light and no lock on the door. So, if you went at night, you had to bring a torch. But there was this weird green glowing thing from in between the roof tiles. But no one wanted to investigate that, so. The next day for breakfast, we had a sausage and bacon fry-up with black pudding. Now, the fry-up was one meal I was actually really looking forward to, because I have fry-ups all the time at home, and they're really nice. And I hadn't tried black pudding before, so I was looking forward to it. And we were boiling the sausages and bacon in a pot of water, which wasn't infected by starch. We had to use our emergency water supply here. But then, when we were cooking, Arthur had his water bottle, and he said, "Hey guys, I'm gonna do a water bottle flip." And he did it, but it landed on the chopping board full of black pudding, and it fell all over the grass and into the mud. And then he said, and I quote, 5-second rule. Grabbed all the black pudding and dumped it on top of our bacon and sausages. That was my least favorite of the meals. We didn't have any lunch that day because my patrol wanted to play volleyball instead. But while they were all playing volleyball, Daniel and Arthur, the guys in charge of the food, decided to go home. So they got all the food, and then they left to go back to the city. So they only left us with a bag of cold pasta, which was our dinner for that night. It was actually pretty good. On the last day, though, all that was left was an onion and 2 peppers because they had left of the food. Thankfully, it was our last day, so we only had to eat breakfast. But then we realized one of the peppers was moldy. And I was in charge of the food that day since they left. So I did the best I could, and I cut up the onion, and I put the peppers on top of it. And then I remembered that we still had some ketchup and mustard. So I poured that all over the onion and pepper. No one ate it. So that's my review of Scout Camp food. Overall, I'd say the food I had was mostly bad, except for that cold pasta. But when Daniel and Arthur left in a hurry, Daniel left behind his Postman Pat plate. So who really had the last laugh? The answer, of course, is Daniel, because I now have food poisoning. Well, that concludes today's episode of Tyrone Gibson's Food Corner. Goodbye. Have a pleasant day and good tomorrow. I'm gonna keep this plate.